Blackberries hatch, chiming up my window. Blackberries hatch, reaching with a thorn. My head though goes with the blackbird song. I must move on.
Hey guys, so a second video today. This video is coming from an older question. It's coming from making contact with a spirit guide. It's easier than you may think. So that's quite an older video. So it's wonderful that, you know, that they're being watched. And, you know, for me, this is all about resources, a library of resources to able and to enable and to support your development and growth, and to kind of in a way educate. You know, that's what the intention is all about. Video I cut up earlier that I kind of done earlier on was all about our live events that we will be hosting. So if that's something that interests you, it's going to be for a limited amount of people, you know, which means for me, I'm able to kind of interact with everybody. I'm able to kind of importantly pass on a message, be able to kind of do a room casting for the group, individual messages, individual card insight, as well as a group guided meditation to close with, and in an interactive Q&A. If that interests you, you can find details over on our website, which is all the W's, links will be in the video, allthews.shanegadd.com. Go to services, go to events, and you'll see the next one be running on the 31st of October. At 7 p.m. GMT UK time. It's going to be an hour and 15 minutes long, but a really interactive evening, with also weaving in some of the kind of approach, some of the wisdom of time and of place, which is All Hallowed Eve. So it's going to become an experience, which is all of what this is about. So the question, let's get back to the question. The question that has come in via making contact with a spirit guide is easier than you may think. So the question that's come in is, hi Shane, thanks for the info. But what about those of us that can't visualize the telephone box with a guided meditation or anything? How can we meet our guides? And it's from a lady called ClairEssence. So Claire, thank you. Great question. You know, for me, I think it's about, you know, understanding that how we connect with spirit, or importantly, how spirit connect with us, comes in different ways. You know, some of us see, some of us hear, some of us feel, some of us know. So it's understanding that because you can't visualize within the guided meditation, you can't visualize the telephone box, doesn't mean that you're not receiving information, that you're not having contact. You know, I think it's one thing to ask for guidance, and it's another thing to witness it. You know, so, you know, so many times do we all kind of, you know, ask for that guidance. You know, I was talking to a gentleman yesterday evening that I was consulting for on Skype, and I said to him, I know that you've asked, you know, I know you've asked. And he said, yeah, you know, I've sat there just before I go to bed, because I said to him, you know, they're talking to you in your dreams. They're coming through to you in your dreams. And he said, well, the funny thing is, I sit there just before I go to bed, and I sit on the bed and I ask, I say, you know, to a certain person he calls out to, it's actually his brother, calls out to his brother and says to his brother, you know, what would you do? You know, tell me, what would you do? And he kind of goes to sleep. So to witness it and to ask for it are two different things. Sometimes we don't know that we are witnessing it. Like I said to him, within your dreams, look out for a very bold character, a very big personality within your dreams, because that's him showing himself, and therefore look around the dream, because there's going to be guidance. So, you know, witnessing it is one thing. to really be able to kind of take it in and relish in the presence that's supporting you, sometimes we're overlooking, or sometimes we're trying too hard. Sometimes it's about just kind of trying to spot the subtlety. So within the dream, is there a large character? Do you feel that there's something outside of you making contact with you? Sometimes then we then feel it's our imagination. It's about kind of just noticing the subtlety, and how that subtlety is noticed as having a good sense of self. And it's also understanding something that I say quite often, is understanding that all information is information. So earlier on I was doing an email consultation. It's all done by video, but I was doing an email consultation, and I felt this lady appear, and she was shuffling. I felt her shuffling across the room very, very slowly. And that gave me a sense the person I was talking to is feeling as everything's moving too slowly for them. So it's translating the information, that all information's information. And it's the practice of paying attention to that information, to that guidance. And it isn't really about demanding it, It's about kind of asking the question and then letting it kind of be placed, and knowing and trust that they will find a way of answering you. And for me over the years, that's come in so many different ways. Second email consultation I done today, I said about a person moving. I said about moving through a doorway, and then I was expecting a delivery at some point today. There was a knock at the door, and it was all this talk about moving through a doorway, and then 2 minutes later there was a knock at the door. And that's not the first time that's happened. And I'm like, it's there for you. It's about you gently moving through that door, and being decisive about moving through the doorway. Sometimes that information, those messages come in so many different ways. But it's not about demanding. It's about placing the question and then allowing it, to kind of just come back to you. It's not about going around all day asking, where's my guidance? Where's my guidance? It's instead simply allowing yourself to be open to that guidance. Your guidance can show up in the most cool and unexpected ways. Your guidance can show up on a song, and I said that to this gentleman last night about a particular band. Did you like them? Yes, I do. And they're one you don't hear of often anymore. And it was like, well, I know you're going to hear a song, so your guidance can show up in a song on the radio, or just like a spark of light. What's that? Why is that there? Someone recently said in one of the videos that they saw an orb fly past me on one of the YouTube videos. Or you bump into someone at a bus stop, you start having a conversation, and they start telling you exactly what you needed to hear. I believe that our guides work through other people, for sure they do. They work through their friends, their colleagues, and even strangers at bus stops. The second step is connecting to your guides, is learning to listen, is having a good sense of self. Knowing the language of spirit is pure emotion. It's feeling, and that's a universal language, which is why I'm able to talk, to relatives and loved ones that never spoke an ounce of English, because the language is pure emotion, it's pure feeling, and that's a language beyond words. For us to kind of sense, feel, know, experience, see, hear all of that, we have to slow down. We have to slow down our vibration to become aligned to the presence of our guides, and I'm still blown away to this day that I have what feels to be kind of natural aptitude to be able to do that. I know as a child I was a real big daydreamer, and I think that's a part of it. You enter an altered state, a daydreaming state. Within that you start noticing the subconscious, you start noticing some of the things that seem invisible, but believe me, they are very much there. You know, so we're slowing down our vibration, becoming aligned with the presence of our guides and our loved ones. You know, one way to do that, as I've just said, touched upon, is to meditate. You know, through meditation, we quieten down our minds so that we can hear the wisdom of the guidance that's within us and around us. I hope that has helped, you know, so because you're not seeing doesn't mean you're not experiencing. Just find what way that they are connecting and communicating with you. Is it through a feeling? Is it through a knowing? You know, knowing and feeling is so powerful. You know, they say the gut is their second brain, and I absolutely believe that is that gut knowing, you know. A video to really help you, and I will put links within this one, is thought, feeling, knowing. Yeah, thought, feeling, knowing. And it talks about, you know, the difference between thought, feeling, heart, and knowing in the gut. You know, the gut is such a powerful tool. So I hope that helps. Most of all, don't try too hard. Approach it with respect, yet approach it with curiosity. Okay. Just kind of allow yourself to kind of plant some of those questions and allow the answers to come back to you. Don't try too hard because you're not seeing. Maybe you're feeling the red telephone box. Maybe you're feeling the information. Maybe you're feeling the conversation. Trust your instincts. Get a strong, solid sense of self. I'm going to leave that with you. Put all the links within the videos. As I say, if you have a question, please feel free to comment below or jump onto our Facebook page, Spirit Meets Adventure, interact with our daily content. As always, it's a great pleasure. And as I say, our live interactive evenings are now on our website, can be found allthewshanegad.com. Go to services, tours and events. Love to see you, love to be able to kind of work with you and interact with you. See you all very soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.